Thank you. Okay, we'll start our meeting with a report from our county attorney, Matt Shipman.
I don't have anything to report other than I reviewed a grant agreement that Brandon's going to bring to you, and it was acceptable.
Community crossing? Community crossing one?
No,
Oh,
it's the
Okay.
railroad crossing.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's cool.
We did get
That's
the,
cool.
that tax sale thing that came in that I emailed you guys about, but, at this point, that'll probably get set for hearing. They're trying to take the old Riviera Cruiser property out of the tax sale, and it seems to meet the statute, that it makes sense to remove that, so, that's the only other thing.
The treasurer came to see us.
Yeah, what was her attitude on it?
Well, she says,
Right there she is, ask her.
Oh,
she here?
I didn't see she was here, sorry.
oh, I didn't see her.
Yeah.
Ask that question you ask us.
What statute is it that,
It's,
they
I didn't bring it with me, but it's cited in the petition, and it's a new section that they just added that talks about the judge removing properties from the tax sale if they have hazardous conditions, and if cleaning up those hazardous conditions, the value exceeds the value of the property. I didn't bring it. Do you have it?
Yes.
You see in the second page, it's something I at the top there.
Okay.
That specific section deals with the hazardous, a property that's either hazardous waste, contaminated, or potentially unsafe, and it allows those to be removed at the judge's discretion from the tax sale.
the judge's discretion.
Yeah.
So you won't even go to the hearing on Friday?
I don't know that it's been, I'm not going to be in town, and so I wanted to talk to you about it to see what you thought. As I read the statute, the only issue is maybe the timing in which they filed it. But as far as the statute reads, and I know a little bit about that property, I think it clearly meets the exception and makes sense to take it out, but that's why I brought it up to see. Because if there isn't an objection, and I'm not sure, did you check with SRI about it?
I did.
What did they say?
They're gonna get back with me
Okay.
tomorrow. They've got to do a little research.
We should probably wait and see what they say. I mean, they're the experts on this stuff, and
Okay.
one way or the other, I was just going to probably if we didn't have an objection, tell the judge, hey, there's no objection from the county's perspective. If there is one, I'll get somebody to go to the hearing if we need to,
Okay.
if that's the.
Yeah, that's
what you
fine.
want, yeah.
Yeah, you and Laurel work that out.
Thanks, Laurel.
Thank you.
Thanks, Matt.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, first on the agenda is Sheriff Gatton, 911 Director.
Working on it.
That thing's a little sluggish.
It has been very sluggish today.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and start. Hopefully it'll show up. If not, afternoon. Commissioners, you all received the packet. Okay. So I'm here today. I know you guys have supported in the past the 911 jobs going to Janelle, or what was refigured in the Personnel Committee as a communication director for the Whitley County. I've included in the following presentation counties with population of 30 to 40,000 in the state of Indiana. I want to show and try to educate everybody about what they see the importance of a full-time 911 position and the job duties that include. I didn't include the bigger counties around us in the northeast part due to the fact that it would throw the pay scale way out of range. So on the first page, it says E911 director pay for counties with populations between 30 and 40,000. It just goes through and shows Clinton, Davies, Gibson, Greene, Huntington, Jasper, Jefferson, LaGrange, Putnam, Steuben, Wabash, and Whitley. There are counties included in that also that I could not receive their pay for due to the fact that the Indiana Gateway for Government Units didn't break down whether they were a director. It just said dispatcher, communication officer. I couldn't decipher who ran the department. And I didn't have the time to call each and every department involved or county involved. I do want to point out that these are 2016 rates that were entered into the Indiana Gateway. All the numbers I included on the first few pages did not get rounded up or down. The cents or change on the end was just dropped off to make it look cleaner and easier for me, to be honest. So for like Clinton, they have a director, makes 44,000. Their population is 33,866. They have a director and 3 supervisors. They have a supervisor for each shift. The pay differential on the supervisors all depended on the overtime that they worked. Davies has both a communication...
Wait a minute, Sheriff. On that particular one, it said a supervisor. Is that also the 911 director?
The director, like on that one that says just a director or there is no designation, they do all the duties, but they delegate them to their supervisors. So those 3 supervisors help delegate those job duties.
Okay, but according to the state, the supervisor is the 911 director?
No, the director, the actual director name there, and then
Okay.
he has other people do, or she has other people do, whether it's communication or they help with the 911 duties. I don't know what they
But-
delegate.
But some of them are a little hard to understand because there's terminology that's different in every county.
Correct, it is, for each
That's-
division.
Yeah.
So next, Davies has a communication director and an E911 director. The E911 director makes $41,630 and the communication director makes $37,809. Gibson below has an IDEX coordinator, an assistant IDEX person, and an E911 director. Greene has IDEX coordinator and an E911 coordinator. Huntington has a director and an assistant director for all the same duties of the 2 jobs. Jasper has an E911 coordinator and a chief of radio. And Jefferson, E911 coordinator and 3 supervisors. LaGrange has an E911 director, an E911 training, an E911 supervisor, and an IDEX coordinator. They have a little bit bigger population of 39,110. Putnam has an E911 director, an E911 supervisor, and an IDEX coordinator. Steuben, there's a communication director and a telecom trainer, which we call a dispatcher, as I put there. Wabash has a dispatch executive director, an IDEX, 2 IDEX and NCIC people that handle that. And Whitley County there, we used to have a 911 director and a communication IDEX. Adams, Cass, Harrison, Knox, Miami, and Montgomery are counties in Indiana with populations between 30 and 40,000 that I could not decipher from the gateway, nor did I have time. A few of the counties above were called, which Adams is added later because they were called then. They're a little different. So if you want to go to what should be the third pay, which is E91 pay facts, I divided just those 2 job duties down in the total. I will just get down to the average for both jobs above, not counting Whitley County because you guys have looked through it. On the average, it's paid $80,264 for those two jobs in the above counties, which would be, for this one, would be Davies, Gibson, Greene, Jasper, LaGrange, Putnam, and Wabash. The average pay for the E911 director with county populations of 30 to 40,000 would be $41,463. And then right below it would be what I consider the northern Indiana or northeast Indiana. I have Adams, DeKalb, Huntington, Grange, Noble, and Steuben. The average pay for both of those jobs, close to Whitley County, is $95,963 for the two job duties. The average pay for an E911 director in the counties close to Whitley County is $48,870. I'd also like to point out that LaGrange pays their E911 director $45,860 and their radio or IDEX assistant $47,062, but they also have that trainer, an E911 trainer paid $44,748, and one E911 supervisor paid $46,314. Now I want to go to the next page that is truly the difference of what Whitley County. You guys did get this printed, or do you need a copy of this?
Have you got some?
Yes. Because this was added after the packet.
No, that's this one.
That's that one.
Yeah.
No, we got it up on here and there's the, we can't figure out how to get it to go on the TVs.
You slide it to the left.
Let's get it open.
The other left.
Want to put it up on screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know how to?
Back on the controller thing with a button that says PC versus front and rear. This one? Oh, right in front.
Here's one.
Damn.
Oh, pardon me.
There you go.
Wrong button.
Money to raise for doing your IT work.
Not even sorry.
I got it open. Couldn't figure out, I've seen you do it enough. but it's-
I just slid it to the left or something.
That took us a minute.
It's gotta be locked up or something, yeah.
Yeah, we need to restart this thing.
Hey,
Ah, we're getting action.
Ah,
now we know who to call.
No, no.
How much that cost us?
we're on the page, the difference between, I think it would be the fourth page, I believe. Apparently I should have brought my glasses. Keep going one more.
Make it big.
No, you can't.
This is the one we're on right now.
Yeah.
Starting here, split on yours, so. The next I want to show is the difference between what Whitley County is paid to the above counties for the E911 or the head of communications / NCIC IDEX. The requested amount that I'm coming back for support on is the $58,262. And from the page prior, I took the lowest and the highest to show examples. So in the counties with our population, I took Putnam. They pay $38,114 for a 911 director, and for the radio, they pay $30,317, for a total of $68,431. Putnam County pays $10,169 more dollars in Whitley County's wage, if that would get approved, to have one person in our community do both of those jobs. LaGrange, on the other hand, would be the farthest away if that was approved at $58,262. LaGrange County pays $45,860 for a director and $47,062 for the radio or the head of IDEX and NCIC. So LaGrange County pays $34,660 more for the same two job duties than I'm asking for. The following, if you want to go up to the next dark and bold, the following difference pay is in counties for Northeast Indiana. What I'm proposing or asking for you guys to support me in is the $52,262. Adams County pays $13,642 more than the requested wage for the two jobs here that I'm asking for. And Steuben County, which then leads for Northern Indiana counties, pays $60,739 more than requested for the two job duties here. Now, what the council approved down below was a 3% on the old wage, which was $47,658. So Adams County at this time then would pay, or 2016 wage would pay $24,246 more, and Steuben County would pay $71,343 more than the same two jobs. I'm just trying to point out the above wages proposed and offered are still well below what the fair market work value is here in Northeast Indiana for those two job titles. The next page is Whitley County 911 Director pay history. With the help of Janelle, as far back as we could go that I could find without bothering too many people, was a pay from 1993. In 1993, the Whitley County, what we called 911 Director, there was a part-time position. The county valued that job at $6,000 in 1993. The job that was being done was also receiving dispatcher pay at that time for that rate. The money I'm requesting of the $10,017, in 2002, the county valued the part-time, at that time, part-time 911 director's pay at $10,377. In 2016, before it became a full-time position in September, the county valued that job at $14,904 for a part-time position. As we all know, I showed the rest through 17 on what that job was paying. There were other duties involved also. But in the other facts, Whitley County has grown 19.5% from 1990 until the last full census, which was in 2010. We all know this has increased the workload for the 911 duties. 2016 estimation has increased our population to 33,449. That's an estimation. Again, Whitley County valued the part-time position at $14,904 per year for part-time in 2006. Duties, responsibilities, and population has increased since then. Part of the E911 duties include the E911 budget, state audits, verifying address change, name changes, new phone numbers, phone number changes, the MSAG, which is the Master Street Address Guide, equipment purchases, equipment maintenance, schedule repairs, payroll, claims, Indiana State 911 meetings, mandatorily yearly meetings, training and following Indiana IC codes. On the very last page, I've shown money savings combining job duties for Whitley County. I used the low for Northeast Indiana if we were bringing on a brand new 911 director. The lowest pay for Northeast Indiana is $38,916. With our insurance cost, Medicare, FICA, and PERF on a new employee, that job would cost $55,238.70. Increasing to what the Personnel Committee proposed of the $10,017, that shows a savings to Whitley County from a new employee at $45,221.70. The average in Whitley County, average in Northeast Indiana, $48,870 with insurance, Medicare, FICA, PERF. That totals $67,069.01 for a new employee. Paying Janelle the $10,000, the county would save $57,052.01. Under the way the old director was paid, The savings to the county is $66,012.12. Excuse me. I also wanted to show there is another cost to Whitley County, we know that, for benefits on a base salary. The pay would increase, so would the Medicare, FICA, and PERF. Janelle's insurance would stay the same due to the fact she's already there, would not increase on the county. The county's already paying for it either way. So the total cost for the increased wage to go up to 50, what did I do with it? $58,262 plus $1,888.19 for more benefits for the percentage. Total cost to Whitley County with duties and benefits would be $11,905.19. I also want to point out that a lot of these counties with extra supervisors and directors do not go out and work the radio. Janelle next month is scheduled right now for 10 shifts in our dispatch center due to the fact of PTO time and other things outside. I hope this presentation has helped educate all of us on the need for this position. So what I'm coming to you, gentlemen, is for a favorable pass to go to council in support of the $10,017 plus the benefit. Any questions?
Any questions for Mark? Nope. Good presentation, Mark.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we present a favorable pass to the county council tomorrow for $10,017 in salary, and then the additional, $1,800 to make $11,905.
Got a motion?
Second.
Got a second? Any further discussions?
Yeah, just one question, Mark, I have, and as we read through this whole presentation, in most of those counties, that's two people doing that job that Janelle's gonna do, or is undertaken to do. And you and her both assured us that that's not an issue of getting it done. Is that still correct?
Correct. And I don't know where the budget's at, Mr. Western, but in that, we asked for a supervisor too. I think it was an additional $3,000 for an employee to possibly help with a few of those things like the scheduling, possibly payroll. So some of those things could be delegated if we get a supervisor in that division also.
That's the only question I had.
Any further discussions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same. Thank you, Mark.
Brandon, are you going to be here tomorrow to walk us through that?
Somebody comes in and messes with it, it should work just fine. That's pretty different people that run that. Get it set up for us, do the monitor situation. But,
Oh, now what did I do?
Okay, Brandon Forrester, highway funding update.
I'm going to start off with the highlight, and that is, if for anyone that hasn't heard, our award from the state for the Community Crossings Matching Grant Fund, and our project was selected, and we are in the running for $670,000 of additional funding to be used towards our asphalt for our chip seal projects for 2017 that we've already used, and for 2018 for next year. So there is a meeting at Fort Wayne NDOT on October 17th, where they're going to explain all the next steps. The letter that they give us said basically we need to provide them a copy of the fully executed contract for material supplies, which we did in July, and I have a copy of that in hand. And then the LPA must sign and return the LPA NDOT contract immediately upon receipt. I'm not sure what that means, and I guess we'll find out on October 17th. But with what we spent this year alone, we could get about $480,000 back out of that $670,000. So, and then the rest for next year. So that's exciting. That's a lot of money. We can do a lot of good with that. And so look forward to that next step. And like I say, we'll meet with NDOT on the 17th. I'm going to take Beth with me because she had some questions since she, pays the claims and processes a lot of that NDOT paperwork. So,
Brandon, do you have plans on buying equipment since you've got some monies that are going to be
well, we've talked
loosened up a little bit?
We've talked a little bit about that. Kevin and I have both missed some time here in the last month and a half, so we haven't had a lot of time, but we have talked about some different things. In fact, we had a supplier stop in this morning, and Kevin and I had just briefly talked about using some pug material which is it's an asphalt product. It's light cold mix. Using that for some of our wedging before we chip seal. It's going to be cheaper than cold mix, which we used a little bit of this year, but some of those roads really needed to be leveled up a little bit, and that was part of our plan for next year. We have also talked about, maybe accelerating our equipment purchase list or adding some things. We had presented a 5-year equipment wish list, which our tandem that we ordered, was scheduled to be delivered end of December. It was delivered to Selking, and they'll take it out to W.A. Jones here in the next couple weeks, and so that is on schedule. That's half of our budget for next year. But we had some other nice things, good tools. Another 1-ton dump truck, those are just invaluable. A box broom for our skid loader. Another mower, tractor and mower. 2 tractors is just not enough for this county. And that's one of our most common complaints is not being able to keep up with the grass and weeds. So that's in the plan for next year. And, be more than happy to talk with Commissioners Council, or, Kevin and I will be talking some more about, what do we do with that money? I mean, I'd still like to get at least another truck driver. I had asked for another truck driver and a drainage project supervisor. That with the budget for next year, and that didn't pass. I'm still going to ask for another truck driver at least.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you that you just covered that, how you were going to handle this. Council turned you down on some more help, and what your plans are to handle it.
Well, all I can do is ask again. Come back next month and ask again. I don't know. I maybe talk to them some more, try and meet with them out of the meetings. I'm still trying to do some catch up and get some other things done too. So we've got time. I'm going to say we've got time. We can always do a salary amendment, salary ordinance amendment, additional appropriations. So there's other options. You can only put down so much material and use so many pieces of equipment with limited workforce.
Right.
And that was the argument that I tried to make back in July and August when I talked to them. We'll see.
Brandon, do you think by the first of the year we can get a revised 5-year update?
It won't be by the first of the year. but,
First quarter?
yeah, first quarter, because we have to go re-rate all of our roads again.
Okay.
And update, of course, the ones that we improved this year. And then, yeah, that'll be part of the community crossing, because they're gonna keep doing that. They're gonna keep awarding money, and we need to come up with projects that, that, you know, justify getting that money. So, yeah, we will definitely do that. It's gonna be as time, you know, allows, but the
Right.
plan is to have, all the guys re-rate the roads. Most of them won't have changed. We know the ones that have been improved, so they'll just need to basically drive their territory and look and see what deficiencies have developed over the winter, so that's where that's really probably best to do that in the spring. Then, yeah, we will adjust our 5-year plan.
Okay, good, thank you.
Yeah.
Guess I have another question, that pug material?
Yeah.
I guess I'm interested in what that is.
It's kind of like homemade asphalt. I mean, they'll bring a pug mill, which we used to have one of those, but they'll bring a pug mill into our yard. We have our aggregates delivered. They'll bring in liquid asphalt and they'll mix it and put it in a pile right there on site, as many 1,000-ton as we want. And like I say, it'll be cheaper than cold mix. I'm told, and I mean, I'll admit, I have no firsthand experience with it. I've heard people talk about it for years. I've heard that it's even more forgiving than cold mix, which, you know, that's one of the benefits of cold mix versus hot mix. Hot mix, once it sets up and cools off, it's hard, and once it cracks, it's cracked. Cold mix and then pug mill is even better in that it'll, like, on them 90 and 100 degree days in the summer, that stuff will actually knead back together. So we used to pug back when Randy Canuck was here, and Kevin's well familiar with the process. We'll have to get some educating on how to get a good mix, and of course some assistance with some equipment. Right now we're just kind of talking, but
Okay, thank you.
even though we got extra money, we're looking for ways to, you know, spread it further, get more done. So that was the highlight of the year, really. $670,000 of additional money that's the biggest thing that ever happened to this department. But not to belittle the other money that we got, because we did get another grant award. And this is for railroad crossing safety improvements. So once everything is approved, it's a reimbursable contract, and so we can get reimbursed for all new railroad crossing signs and pavement markings. And if we've driven across any of our railroad crossings lately, the pavement markings are weak, if not missing. So it's much needed, and we appreciate NDOT awarding us $11,795 for that work. And I have to give credit where credit is due. Beth Shellman did all the legwork putting this together and getting it submitted. So she, give yourself a hand, Beth. All right. So we do have an agreement that is between NDOT and Whitley County. I did ask Dan Sigler to review, or Matt to review that.
Yeah, I reviewed it. Thank you.
You're not Dan.
I don't want to be Dan, that's why. I can't see it.
So what we need is, if you so choose, the top ranking official to sign and then someone to attest.
I'd make a motion that we ask Commissioner Shrump to sign and Commissioner Western to attest the railroad improvement program for $11,900.
I'm not sure what a test means, but I'll second it anyway.
Got a motion and a
I'll second
second. Any further discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same. Thank you.
You gotta watch him so you can test that he signed it.
Okay.
Now, next time, Tom, if you make the motion, you can throw him under the bus.
Or railroad.
I'm gonna find a
Or
worse
the
job,
railroad.
worse job than that for him.
All right. While you gentlemen are signing that, I'll just real quickly, we did get the, we did sign up for the state bid for salt because it is October and next month it could snow and actually it could snow this month, to be honest. So, we're locked in for 300 to 500 ton of salt, which we've got a little bit left over from last year, so we should be in good shape.
What's the price of that salt per ton? Do you remember?
For straight salt as opposed to treated, the straight salt is $56.32 a ton, and last year we paid $57.49, so it's actually a little bit cheaper.
Pretty good prices on that. I can remember we were in the 90s for
Yeah.
a couple of years there.
Yeah. And you get them harsh winters in Chicago and Detroit, eat up a lot of salt in this area. So,
Do you want this back?
I do need to send that, get that in the mail today. And once they execute it, the rest of the way we'll get a copy and make sure Jana has a copy of that.
Tell Beth we appreciate that.
Yep.
You very
All her
much.
work.
Yep.
I will do, yep. I met with our prospective bridge inspection consultant on Friday to go over the contract. I'd forwarded that contract to Matt, but told him I wanted to talk to you all about it first. The dollar amount went up significantly for this first phase. And part of that is the load rating, and they've been talking about really increasing the cost of these contracts due to load rating. And this is the time when it finally hit, because they've been talking about it for years. And they have to go in and use this special AASHTO program, so everyone's using the same program, and it's very time consuming, and that's just, the way it is. The good news is we get 80% of this, paid for or reimbursed by the federal highway. So, and the last, and this is a 4-year contract. They inspect the bridges every 2 years. Last year it was just over $100,000 for the whole thing. This time it's about half, again, more. It's $46,800 for the second phase, and the first phase is $95,535, so about $140,000. But again, well, I know I wanted to mention with that community crossings, we've lived a lot of these unfunded mandates. Here's kind of a mandate that we do more work in our bridge inspection. That part's not funded, but we are getting.
Right.
That's
There's an
good.
offset.
Yeah, right. So, that contract begins March 1st of 18, but it has to be executed by the state, so it has to be signed by the Attorney General. So we're not way far ahead of schedule. We kind of lost a month here this last month, but if Matt can get to that here by the next meeting, or even the one after, we can get that sent on to, and it's a boilerplate contract. I explained to Matt in the email, we can't change it. All we can do is add appendices and fill in their blanks. If we change their wording, they won't approve it.
So we want to let Matt go over it and then we approve it.
That's the way we've done it in the past.
Okay, that's fine.
It's a contract with a consultant. Now, once that gets approved, then we'll do a contract with NDOT. So we do need to keep it moving, but, so that is upcoming. I'll be back next time for that. Still working on our rewriting our highway specs, and because of the community crossings grant, if you remember, back in July, we rebid asphalt. We're gonna, I talked to you a little bit earlier, but just for the public, usually we open bids first meeting of December and award bids second meeting of December, but because of the community crossings criteria, we need to do it in January, so we'll accept bids in December, second meeting, award first meeting in January. So that's different. And other than that, Tamla has a right-of-way permit. You can do it now or whatever. It's a simple one. I OKBCF'd it, so.
Okay, you've approved it?
Yeah.
Okay. Brandon, how many miles of chip and seal did we end up with this year?
It was about 105, give or take, 2, I'll say.
Okay.
And that's centerline miles. Some of that's hard to measure, like out at the 650 West and Whitley Road. Whitley Road goes around a curve, and 650 kind of tees into it on an angle. Well, there's a triangle basically, and we had last year we chip sealed that, so this year we added chip seal to that. Out on Old 33, we did some chip sealing that it was beyond a segment length, you know. We ended up with a half a load or so extra from what we had planned, so I think part of Meridian and another mile of 700 South got chip sealed that we had actually not planned on for this year, so.
Good. Well, we appreciate all you're doing.
Thank you.
Sure do. Thank you.
Most of the time it's fun. Thank
Just
you.
like this job.
Just like that one,
Just like this job,
right?
most of the time.
Thanks again, Brandon.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a highway right-of-way permit, and it's on Anderson Road. It's East Anderson Road, west of Sheldon Road, to bury the necessary cable pedestals and attachments. And this is through Frontier Communications.
Okay.
All right, move we approve it.
Second.
Got a motion to approve. We've got a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same. Thank you. Looks like your first meeting's going to be short.
Good luck.
Hard to find that sucker.
Okay, next on the agenda is our 4/2 holiday schedule approval. I think Tamla's got that. $14 days, just like,
Yeah.
Move we approve them.
Second.
Got a motion to approve, we got a second. Further discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand, opposed, the same. Thank you. Let's go to minutes. Everyone had a chance to take a look at minutes. Any amendments, any corrections?
There was one small wrong word that I gave to Tamara to change. Outside of that, I'd make a motion we approve the minutes. as
Second.
presented.
Got a motion to approve, we've got a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand, opposed, the same. Thank you. Claims. Don?
They were pretty simple. I think I might have set an all-time record. She had everything laid out, ready to go, and there was just nothing online. So I'll start with a motion to approve payroll claims.
Second.
Got a motion to approve payroll claims, we got a second. Further discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand, opposed, the same.
Then as far as accounts payable claims, they were all in real good order. I make a motion we approve account payable claims.
Payable claims, we've got a motion to approve,
Second.
got a second. Further discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Thank you. Do we need approval on these then? Or are these-
No, she just, no, it's for me. Not sure, so it's for me. I just gave the rest of it.
Okay.
Try that again. Yeah, you can do me, I do need to present.
Okay. I think there's 3 of them in there. Did you have minutes? Some minutes. Thanks. Okay, Tamala?
All right, just got a couple things. Just to notify you that, the press release has been done for the tax sale, for SRI. The date is Monday, October 16th at 10 a.m. And, this is the plan supervisor agreement for Unified.
Right.
Just present that to you. And, you need to sign that as well.
Do we need to approve that?
It's the agreement for you.
Is that the insurance? Health insurance?
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
our health insurance, it's,
She said that was up to you if you want to.
okay.
I would approve it.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Do we have to vote on that, though? Okay,
Well, it's a contract, right?
yeah.
Yeah, so just I'd make a motion that we approve the plan supervisor agreement with Unified.
And
Second.
that's just identifying Unified as our supervisor.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's true, it's not. Yeah, I think all you had to say.
Got a motion, we've got a second. Further discussions? All those in favor, raise your right hand, opposed, the same. Somebody needs to know to witness that. That's it?
Yeah.
Commissioner?
Nothing.
Commissioner? Well, this has been a quick meeting here. Anything from the public?
Thanks for coming.
Thank you. We'll be adjourned.
Hey, Donnie, are you gonna come to the council meeting tomorrow still on the county road sewer district?
Yeah, we need to talk about we need them to
Approve a resolution.
approve a resolution.
Hey, is Janet out today,
No, she said, she.
training or something?
Honestly, I don't know what she has going on, I just knew she had somewhere to be at 2.
Is she gonna be at council in the morning?
Personnel issues.
Should I just bring the resolution with me, or because she's dealing with that, should I try to email it to somebody else to make sure that they get circulated to the council for? I don't know what the best way to handle it.
It's such a, at least to me, it's such a non-event.
Yeah. They just need to approve this resolution to basically
Yeah.
allow commissioners to petition item for,
Yeah.
it's literally says exactly that. It's pretty simple.
I think we'll
I mean, I
just,
can explain it.
during the commissioner's part, if you don't care, just have me stand up, Matt. Well, you don't want to stay that long, though, probably, do you? I mean, do you have other things for the council?
I can ask John to put us